Right, listen up because this is a story about BMW. It's not just any car company. It's a company with a history as exciting as a high-speed chase. It all began in the skies, believe it or not. Back in 1916, BMW started as an aircraft engine manufacturer. They were good at it too, making powerful engines for the German warplanes. Then came the First World War. When the war ended, BMW faced a big problem. Nobody wanted warplanes anymore. Imagine that, a company built on making things that go boom suddenly had no customers. They needed a new plan, and fast. So what did they do? They turned their attention to something else that moves fast motorcycles. In 1923, BMW unveiled the R32. It was a game changer. This wasn't some rickety bike, it was a proper machine with a powerful engine. It was sleek, it was reliable, and it was fast. The R32 set the stage for BMW's future success in motorcycles. But BMW wasn't content with just motorcycles. They had bigger ambitions. They wanted to build cars. In 1928, they bought a car factory and started making their own automobiles. Their first car, the Dixie, wasn't exactly a stunner. It was a small, unassuming car, but it was a start. BMW was on the move, from the skies to the streets. BMW didn't waste any time. They quickly started improving their cars. In 1932, they released the 320ths, a sporty little number that was much better than the Dixie. It was faster, more stylish, and it showed that BMW was getting serious about car making. But BMW didn't forget about motorcycles. They kept developing new and exciting bikes. They even started racing them and winning. Their motorcycles were becoming famous for their performance and reliability. Then came the 328. This wasn't just a car, it was a masterpiece. Launched in 1936, it was a beautiful, sporty car that was light, agile, and incredibly fast. It dominated races across Europe, proving that BMW could build cars that were not just good, but truly exceptional. The 328 wasn't just a fast car, it was a technological marvel. It featured advanced engineering and innovative design. It was a sign of things to come, a hint of the brilliance that would define BMW's future. The late 1930s brought a dark cloud over Europe World War II. Like many companies in Germany, BMW was pulled into the war effort. They started making aircraft engines again, this time for the German Luftwaffe. It was a tough time for BMW. The war demanded everything they had. Resources were scarce, and innovation took a backseat to military necessity. They built engines for some of Germany's most famous warplanes, but it was a far cry from the freedom of the open road. The war years were a period of struggle and survival. Bombing raids damaged their factories, and resources were stretched thin. But BMW persevered, driven by the hope of a brighter future. When the war finally ended in 1945, BMW was left in ruins. Their factories were damaged, their resources depleted, and their future uncertain. They had survived the war, but the road ahead was long and arduous. After the war, Germany was in chaos. Rebuilding was a monumental task, and for BMW it was even harder. They were forbidden from making aircraft engines, and their factories were in disrepair. But the spirit of innovation was still alive. They started by making pots and pans. Yes, you heard that right, pots and pans. It wasn't glamorous, but it was a start. They needed to get back on their feet, to make something, anything to survive. Then came the motorcycles again. People needed transport, and BMW's bikes were reliable and affordable. They started making motorcycles again, and slowly but surely, things began to improve. But BMW yearned for more. They wanted to build cars again. In 1952, they released the 501, a large luxury saloon. It was a bold move, considering Germany's economic struggles, but it showed BMW's determination to reclaim its place in the automotive world. The 501 was a decent car, but it wasn't a hit. It was expensive, and Germany wasn't ready for luxury cars. BMW needed something different, something more practical and affordable. Enter the Isetta. This tiny, bubble-shaped car was unlike anything else on the road. It was cheap, fuel-efficient, and surprisingly spacious. It was a smash hit. The Isetta became a symbol of Germany's post-war recovery, and it put BMW back on the map. But BMW didn't just want to make small, practical cars. They still had a passion for performance, for the thrill of the open road. In 1956, they unveiled the 507, a stunning roadster that oozed style and power. The 507 was a masterpiece, a beautiful car that captured the spirit of the 1950s. It was a statement, a declaration that BMW was back, and they were here to stay. BMW's resurgence wasn't just about making great cars. It was about proving their mettle on the racetrack. They returned to motorsports with a vengeance, determined to reclaim their glory days. Their cars were fast, their drivers were skilled, and their victories were frequent. They dominated touring car racing in the 1960s and 1970s, winning championships across Europe. BMW's success on the track wasn't just about bragging rights. It was about pushing the limits of engineering, about developing new technologies that would eventually make their way into their road cars. From aerodynamics to engine performance, BMW's racing program was a breeding ground for innovation. The lessons they learned on the track would shape the future of their road cars, making them faster, safer, and more exciting to drive. By the 1970s, BMW was firing on all cylinders. Their cars were known for their performance, their luxury, and their distinctive design. They had carved out a unique niche in the market, appealing to drivers who demanded both excitement and sophistication. The 3 Series, launched in 1975, became an instant icon. It was a compact sports sedan that offered a perfect blend of performance, luxury, and practicality. It was the ultimate driving machine, a car that could handle both the daily commute and the winding mountain road with equal aplomb. BMW didn't stop there. They expanded their lineup with the 5 Series, a larger and more luxurious sedan, and the 6 Series, a sleek and powerful coupe. They were building cars for every taste and budget, but they all shared the same DNA: performance, innovation, and a commitment to driving pleasure. BMW's slogan, "The Ultimate Driving Machine," wasn't just marketing hype. It was a reflection of their core philosophy, a belief that driving should be more than just transportation. It should be an experience, a connection between car and driver. BMW never stopped innovating. They were constantly pushing the boundaries of automotive technology, exploring new ideas and developing new solutions. From engine technology to safety features, they were at the forefront of the automotive industry. They were among the first to embrace turbocharging, boosting the power of their engines without sacrificing fuel efficiency. They pioneered advanced safety features like anti-lock brakes and electronic stability control, making their cars safer for everyone. And they never lost sight of the environment. They were early adopters of electric vehicles, developing the i3, a quirky and innovative city car that proved that electric cars could be both practical and fun to drive. BMW's commitment to innovation wasn't just about being first. It was about making their cars better, more efficient, more sustainable, and more enjoyable to drive. They were shaping the future of driving, one innovation at a time. So there you have it. From humble beginnings building aircraft engines to becoming a global automotive powerhouse, BMW's journey is a testament to innovation, resilience, and a passion for driving. Today, BMW continues to lead the way. They are pushing the boundaries of electric vehicles, developing autonomous driving technology, and exploring new ways to make cars safer, more efficient, and more connected. But what do you think? What does BMW mean to you? Is it the thrill of driving a performance car, the luxury and comfort of a high-end sedan, or the promise of a future where cars are smarter, safer, and more sustainable? BMW's story is far from over. They are still writing new chapters, exploring new horizons, and pushing the limits of what's possible. And we can't wait to see what they come up with next.